Greetings, Saber fans. It's your old pal, KSith. And this week we got something real special. We're going to interview some Saber nerd. You nerds out there, we're going to interview you one at a time before we get through the ad. You need to know those Saber nerds. You know, it's good to get to know your fellow Saber enthusiasts because you never know when somebody like Uncle Luke's going to come and strike you down. Or try to strike you down. Ah! That Saber's cool.
I will do what I must. You will try.
This is the bill that made my grandfather the great man he is.
Revenge is not the
My
Jedi
grandfather
way.
or something. I guess she's my cousin or something.
Jedi.
Traitor!
Do what I must.
Then you will die.
Grandfather.
Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
Yeah, he killed 30 kids with it.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
The weapon of a Jedi Knight. Clumsy or rapid. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
What's up with Ben and Luke? I was trying to kill my people, man. See, there's old good old Uncle Luke trying to take out my family.
Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
Palpatine's kind of a jerk. What's up, cuz? The Dark Saber is kind of awesome. You know, I hate to admit this, but Uncle Luke obviously inherited some great skills from my grandfather. Now there's an awesome lightsaber.
You're so right.
You people think I'd put in a clip of Mary Sue beating me in the woods? Fat chance on that. See you next time, suckers.
Greetings, Saber fans. Your old pal, KSith. Got something real special for you guys tonight. Light your sabers if you got them, because tonight this is going to be a treat, I hope. Or it could be a disaster. Who knows? But tonight I want you to welcome the first guy that ever made Smoothswing sound fonts for open source soundboards, and subsequent to that, every other soundboard that runs Smoothswing algorithms, KSith.
What's up?
Welcome, KSith. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
And as if that wasn't enough, folks, we're bringing in the man, the one, the only, Jesse Kirkbride. If I could get him in there.
KYBERPHONIC.
The real first Smoothswing creator. No, I'm kidding.
As my video freezes.
Oh, Lord. No, you're good on our end, KSith. Oh, no, KSith is frozen. It's like
yeah.
he's got Benji's mom's. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Benji. If Benji's on there, I'm sorry. That was totally bad. I mean, we shouldn't even say that stuff anymore. I'm sorry, Benji. That was insensitive. I'm totally sorry. KSith will get it worked out. I'm not worried about it. He'll log back on. We'll bring him back in. And he's probably resetting his stuff as we go.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just going to – my cam's acting up lately, so.
Hell yeah.
All right. Get her plugged back in and turned on.
Hey, Cinzy. I see Jeremy's on. Solo Sabers. Sir Peanut Butter. Awesome. Cold Weathers. Cold Weathers. Great to see you. Mountain Sabers. Titan Gray.
Magical.
Great to see everybody tonight. Hopefully, hopefully we'll have some fun. But yeah, so while KSith is getting stuff ready, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna kind of show y'all a video real quick. So I'm gonna share the screen, and I'm gonna show you a video from the very beginning of SmoothSwing when we were trying to get when we were trying to get everything together. So I'm gonna share the screen. I'm gonna share a tab. I'm gonna share this tab here.
Wait, is camera on or not?
This is one of the first SmoothSwing collab videos ever.
Oh, snap. I want to see this.
So for all the viewers out there that don't know anything about the Teensy Saber version 3 and the upcoming Profi board, the Teensy Saber software is programmed to
6 years ago.
Both Plector Labs,
Yeah, it's a
which
while.
are polyphonic sound fonts, and NEC board sound fonts, which are monophonic. And what the board does is
I skipped mono.
it recognizes the file names on your micro SD card, and it knows it's either a Plector sound font or an NEC sound font, and the board will run that sound font like it's supposed to. On polyphonic sound fonts, it doesn't have to do any mixing and just runs them as is. And on monophonic sound fonts, it actually does the mixing of the hum sound with the action sounds. So the cool news about the Teensy V3 is you can still get any font you want off of saberfont.com and run it on Teensy, but with some work, and we're really hoping some more font developers get involved in what we're doing over there on the TRA and come on board and make some more.
That's what the forum was. I couldn't remember what it was.
Listen to how bad these early ones stunk. So this first one's going to be for KSith. So KSith, I've taken your Graphics 4 font and I've made 4 different pairs of SmoothSwing fonts that work on Teensy Saber
swings.
V3. And so here's Graphics 4
Before accent swings.
operating on Teensy V3 with SmoothSwing files that I've added.
Not bad.
This is before accent swings.
Yeah. I was in it before accents. That doesn't sound bad though.
I know. I'm actually a pretty good font designer, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
No, not really.
The pitch bending is definitely helping it.
Yeah,
that's what you had to do before the accents.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I'm gonna go back to not sharing that screen, and let me get rid of that thing. And then back to us. So yeah, that was an old video, and that kind of shows where we were. Whose camera's not on? I think KSith's back in there, Cole.
Yeah, we're good to go.
No,
yeah, I think everybody's on there. Did the screen share work, guys? Do you think the screen share worked?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
it was good.
Sweet. Yeah, so I just wanted to show like an early video. So when those soundboards first came out, the Teensy Sabers, SmoothSwing wasn't there, and it was later implemented. SmoothSwing was invented by a guy named Dexter, and there's an argument between me and Frederick about whether that happened on TRA or the other fxsabers.com. But there's talks about the SmoothSwing algorithm by Dexter on both the TRA and the Saber, the fxsabers.com. But Frederick implemented, so Frederick did not invent SmoothSwing. SmoothSwing was invented by Dexter. Frederick implemented it onto the Teensy Saber with the Teensy OS software, which now became the Profi OS, which is what Fernando works with. So if anybody, you see Fernando's work out there, he's working in the Profi OS, the operating system for Profi boards, but it used to be called the Teensy OS when Teensy Sabers were out. So we were really struggling to come up with sound fonts, and Dexter was making his, like Dexter's, like if you go back and listen to like Smooth Fuzz, Smooth Jedi, and all those early fonts that Dexter made, the actual lockup is frying eggs. And that we were all amateurs, we didn't know what we were doing, y'all. And I actually took KSith font because Graphics 4 was my favorite font, and I took it and added those SmoothSwing pairs to it to get what you saw there in that video. But in that video, what you see if you'd watch the whole thing is me begging for like real sound engineers like these two guys to get on board, because we were a bunch of amateurs. We did not know what we were doing. And I had emailed KSith, and we'll get into this, Keenan, I'm hoping. But I emailed KSith, and KSith was, you know, he was certainly allies with saberfont.com and with Plector and with Vader's Vault. And Deanna from Vader's Vault was certainly encouraging him not to get involved in the Smoothswing creation. And he didn't initially. And, you know, and that was back when Deanna from Vader's Vault, she was like, these things are glitchy. It's never going to work. Smoothswing's a joke, you know, and basically it was the Plector camp,
Really?
you know, versus, oh yeah, it was really bad. And the politics were bad. And I was like, well, screw the politics. You know, we're trying to do something that's going to advance the sabers and make them sound cooler, make them sound more like they are in the movies. And if it's not glitchy, then don't do it. But you could see like that video was like one of the first ever videos where the public actually saw Smoothswing.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after that video, Keenan jumps on board. And Keenan was writing some of the first Smoothswing fonts that we ever had. And I can't remember, Keenan, you did like some kind of Jedi and then like a gray Jedi and then crossguard.
Yeah, we did a crossguard. We did like a Luke episode 6, and then just like a generic, like just Jedi blue blade, just to kind of cover a few bases at the time.
Yeah.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Solo Stainers.
Yeah, that's all Jeremy. But yeah, you know, I was really disappointed. And, you know, KSith, that Graphics 4 was my favorite font. And when he kind of ignored me, and I know he got my email because we were actually conversing back and forth, and then he obviously never got involved. And probably in hindsight, looking back, that's probably the biggest mistake of his entire career. Because I think had KSith got on board when KSith did, then he would have had the same, you know, ride that KSith had. Because I remember, I mean, people were just like going ape shit for KSith fonts at that point.
I got so many messages, and it was so hard to keep up because I wasn't on the forums a ton.
Dude,
you know, like
the Rogue Vader one. That's the one.
That was the peak right there.
With the music being able to play with it, and then the hallway scene, like that's when I was like, I need that.
Oh yeah. When KSith did the Rogue Vader font, I think everybody lost their freaking minds because we're like, wait a minute, we can make the lightsaber be just like it is in the movies.
Yeah.
And I think he was really the first one to kind of even put that together. So it wasn't just the smooth swings. It was, hey, we can do these effects, sounds,
right,
to match the movies. And I was like, well,
you could replay movie scenes.
Yeah. Right. We just wanted the smooth swing stuff. And then KSith comes on with all this other crazy stuff, and people's minds were blown. And at that point, you know, I remember, you know, when Crystal Focus was out there, the Crystal Focus 9 did not support NeoPixels. And I was thinking, wow, I think Irv made a big mistake here because NeoPixel sabers were already taken off. You know, they weren't even in their infancy at that point. And I was like, wow, Irv, you really should have supported NeoPixels on the Crystal Focus 9, and he didn't. But then when I think Irv, you know, saw this going crazy, and that's when, you know, he engineered and Irv Plector is a super genius guy, and I'm not going to talk bad about Irv Plector or CFX or nothing. I mean, I think Irv Plector is a genius. Without Irv Plector, we wouldn't have custom lightsabers.
Yeah, me and Keenan are CFX boys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm totally cool with Irv Plector and CFX boards. You know, y'all know I like open source boards because I play with them, but I also hate open source boards because they caused custom lightsabers to proliferate out of China. And, you know, so to me, that was like that was the bad part of Profi. That was the evil part of open source and Profi, was that it allowed pretty much anybody to Benji's here, I'm out, said Absolute Sabers. They're going to meet at a Waffle House or something, you know?
I need to read these.
But yeah, it's funny. Somebody, y'all got to keep up with that chat. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Benji's wondering if he's allowed in here. But
no,
you know,
not anymore.
Yeah, no, Benji.
See you, Benji.
But I did want to talk about some of that history and, you know, let everybody know how it all began. And, you know, and KSith was at the beginning. And then, you know, when Jesse came on, everybody was getting their Saber fonts from saberfont.com. And I'm not going to trash saberfont.com, but I know a lot of font designers that also had their Saber fonts on saberfont.com. And, you know, Jesse kind of had his own website and was doing his own thing and broke bad. And then I think he helped KSith form his own website, which, by the way, folks, 100%. If you're watching this post, the links for both Jesse and KSith's sound font websites are in the description of this video. So you'll be able to go right to their websites and purchase their sound fonts. But Jesse, you want to tell us about the independent web page design? I mean, where did that come from?
Big Cartel. It's just like a regular website. I don't know. What do you mean by that? Like,
well, how did you? What made you come up with the idea of, hey, I'm not going to do Saber font. I'm going to just do my own deal.
Okay, all right. Well, because I was already talking with Keenan at the time, because I was just slinging him through Facebook Messenger, right?
When Jesse first came on the scene, Jesse, I'm going to say this really quick, man. Interject. Jesse first came on the scene with a crossguard thing, and Keenan goes, "Those Smoothswing sounds familiar," and I was like, "Oh boy."
I do remember that. That's because I think at the time he was like, "Oh, I got that whine sound in it,
the ringing sound."
And I was like,
"Yeah, bro, I got that shit too."
I was like, I'm pretty sure I have that. When I looked at it, I was like, he made it sound like he was the first person to do that.
I was probably just stoked that I got that sound in.
I get it. That's how that usually works, and I get it.
But
at the time, I was like,
there was that brief moment of controversy.
It is funny. That was like our first interaction. I'm pretty sure it was like.
It was
not
I saw it.
Like positive, but then like it's been all positive from that moment on.
Yeah, now you two are like peas and carrots.
Whoa, dude!
I do remember that. So I mean, not to take that too far, but it was like I just started my new job at that time, so like I didn't have time to make stuff. So I was also just kind of salty because like, damn, I'd really like to have some time to make stuff. So it's just a combination of like. And Jesse coming in hot, and then like me wishing I had more time to do that.
I had all the time in the world.
Yeah, dude, you were slinging it. Like he said, you were just pumping them out.
Well, and it was just through Messenger. And what up, Victoria? And I didn't even have my own Saber yet. Remember, I had to send the sounds to other people that I met from the open source Sabers group on Facebook, because I'm not in any of like the forums. It was only Facebook, and so I had a couple buddies that I would send it to, and I would have to wait like a few days for them to because they all have normal lives, right? So I have to wait for them to upload it onto their Sabers, play with it, send me a video so I could hear back and be like, oh, I need to make this change. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how long it took for me to make them too. Because I was just winging it. I had no idea what I was doing. So eventually what happened was I did contact Saberfont when I made like my first one, which was trash. But and they finally got back to me, and it was like after I started making a bunch more, and I was just, it got to a point I just was doing it for fun, right? And then I was posting the videos, and people are like, "Yo, can I buy that?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And so it just started to get out of hand, and I was like, "Fuck it," So I contacted Saberfont, but by the time they got back to me, I was already pretty buddy with Keenan a little bit. And we were talking about it, and I don't know, like I like analytics and knowing,
how many
what I sell, right? And that wasn't a thing. At least maybe now it is, but back then it wasn't. So I was just like, I was already doing fine on Messenger, like doing it myself. So I was just like, I'm just gonna do my own website. And so when they got back to me and wanted me to do it, I declined it, and then made my own website, and then it was just.
Yeah, and then I think you helped Keenan make his website.
I didn't help him make it. I probably
you tugged me away. You put the dark side as far as like, but like I still to this day am thankful that because it's tough for me to make changes like that. It's such a big change with such a big part of like my life and my hobby.
Everybody was just like that. Like everybody knew to just go to saberfont.com. Yeah, I mean, it was like Walmart. Like that's all where like I feel like you don't get to like expand and be your own self in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, the thing is funny. We were talking about how you were doing that, and Jesse's down there in the comments going, "Yeah, he likes sending me fonts," and I'm like, he's sending me fonts on Messenger, and I'm putting them on my Sabers and. Trying them out or whatever. And I remember
it would take me so long to get it done. And I finally got one from my first Smoothswing Saber was from Corbanth. They sent it to me for free in exchange for fonts. I was already selling and dealing with companies, and I didn't even have my own yet. Like, that was crazy.
Oh yeah, well, you didn't even have your own saber. Well, that was kind of like so KSith, you know, I mean, back at the time, like I don't know what saber soundboards KSith had. I'm sure he had some.
I had a Prism 5.5.
Well, I'm sure you know Keenan had some Plector boards too, but you know he didn't really have a board to test the Smoothswing fonts on. And he's like, well, I forget what saber you had, Keenan, but you're like, hey, I want to send you this, and it might have been a KR Sabers, one of the KR. I don't know, the flagships or something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I was like, I don't know. And then Keenan's like, hey, I got this thing. It's this Transcendent Saber, which is this saber.
Flagships.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Keenan sent, this thing, and that's the saber I light up tonight. It's my daily beater. I've got it all my lives. So Keenan sent me that, and I installed it with Teensy Saber. I think it's still got Teensy Saber in it.
Yep.
And that's the saber that, we basically sent to Keenan for, learning how to run the Smoothswing fonts. But yeah, I mean, I liked his saber so much after I installed it. Yep, that's it. Teensy Saber, which is crazy. Does it still work, Keenan?
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't charged it in 6 years.
Yo.
It still works. I'm telling you, I'll take the kill key out and Rogue Vader will be on it. Oh, never mind. It's Vengeance. No accent swings.
Yeah.
Very early. I would love to upgrade that saber someday.
Oh, that beep. I forgot about that beep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got all of the originals on here. Like there's so many different versions of each on here too, because I was testing them, and it was the one.
Still sounds great.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That saber is what, 6-7 years old now?
Yeah. 2018.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I started 2017, and like we were saying, it was just that the Plector boards. Like I think I started, it was Crystal Focus 7, maybe 7.5, and then shortly, maybe like 6 months into me doing it, it was Crystal Focus 8, and then Crystal Focus 9, and then, like I said, it was exciting to see the Smoothswing stuff and like the open source boards and like just like its own little small community on the forums, and like people were like just super. It was like a collaboration, whereas like the Crystal Focus stuff was just Irv and like some of the bigger companies, but like the forums, it really felt like all of us were working together to make something cool. So it was a really cool time. I'm definitely glad I kind of walked into it with all of you guys.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of nerds, and I look back then and I was pretty new in the lightsaber community. I mean, we were still installing Tricrees and in Plector boards and NEC boards when I came in. And then I remember the funny thing is I was on the TRA forums and I'm like, well, I'm trying to get a Plector sound font to work on my NEC board. And Frederick chimed in, the guy who invented Prophet, and he goes, why don't you just put it on a Teensy Saber? My Teensy Sabers will run anything. And I was like, oh, just shut up, old man. What do you know? But at any rate, we were kind of wrong. And then, I got curious and did a Teensy Saber install, and the rest is history. And it got really crazy after that. Once I installed that first Teensy Saber crossguard, which I was testing your sound fonts on, Keenan, this one right here behind me.
Yeah.
Things went super crazy after that. The video on that saber went kind of viral on YouTube, and that kind of blew up my YouTube channel. And I was like, oh shit. And that's when everybody started, wanting me to install their sabers, and it got so bad. I mean, I could have, if I was like Jeremy and that was all I was doing, it would have been great. And I probably would have been, very well off, but I had to turn away most of the requests, and I could never do it like Jeremy's doing it. I mean, I'd have to quit my job, but I've got a big pension at my job, and it's too much money to leave on the table. So I can't do what Jeremy did. I have to hang in for the pension. I got 7 months till I'm done.
Yeah, Jeremy's something else.
Yeah, and he's if we had him on the live stream, he's probably installing a Saber right now while he's listening to this. Or
he works hard. I'm very like, you know, he's humble. He'll never admit it, but like this dude, I'm telling you, it could be like Sunday afternoon, like, and he'll be like, "Oh, I got this all done. Yeah, I was just hoping to have it all done Tuesday, and now it's Monday morning, and it's all done." It's like, he's just, the dude works fast, and
he's a hard worker.
Stuff done, and he does good work.
Yep, he's a hard worker, and he definitely does really good work. And you know, I'm super proud the Saber community has him. You know, when I can't install him, I'm definitely referring a lot of people to Jeremy. I bet he can't even do the business I'm referring to him, but you know, it's crazy. But anyway, so you guys built the websites, and you know, you're selling your Sabers. I mean, you guys want to talk about and you're not selling your Sabers, but selling your sound fonts. You guys, and by the way, folks, if you didn't hear, the links for both KSith and KYBERPHONICS websites are in the description of this video. Will be posted, you know, long term for those of you that watch this video later. That you want to get to their websites and buy their sound fonts, best sound fonts on the market from the two OGs and the, you know, the Smoothswing community. There they are. And their websites are down below in the description. You want to go buy their fonts. Please take care of the font designers and don't share their fonts with each other. You know, buy their fonts. You know, you need their fonts on your Saber. Buy their fonts. They do a lot of work making these sound fonts. And when you buy their fonts from them, you're paying them for their artwork. And we really appreciate you supporting them, because without them, our Sabers would sound like fried eggs and other crap that we were doing in the beginning. But, you know, is there anything else you guys want to talk about with all that?
I don't know, if you ask something.
Yeah, there's so much. I feel like there's so much in that has happened over the years. It's a lot. We could be here for hours.
Well, I know, and I don't want to go down too many rabbit holes, because I kind of want to get into some Star Wars stuff and ask the questions that I sent you guys. But I wanted to definitely talk about some of the sound fonts and some of the stuff. Can y'all briefly touch on, because like my hot button topic right now, and for those of you that follow my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, my hot button topic right now has been kind of the proliferation of Chinese Sabers in the Chinese market. Did either of y'all get approached by, you know, any of these Chinese companies about selling your sound fonts to them? And if so, do you think that the business practice was fair to your companies and fair to your artwork?
It was not worth it.
No,
well, and the language barrier, and it wasn't the deal I thought it was.
Correct.
I think it screwed Keenan over more than me, because I don't think they're using any of my stuff anymore. But I know they still have a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, it's unfortunately
it was an okay one-time payment kind of thing. So
it was. I didn't think much about. I should have thought more into it.
We talked about it together, and I was like,
I did, but just like you said, the language barrier. No, there wasn't like a full understanding of expectations on either side.
A thing yet. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, this is going to be everywhere the next couple months.
I didn't think that this would be the Amazon of lightsabers.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a company wanting some sound fonts to sell on their Sabers.
We used to do
Next thing you know, they're selling soundboards loaded with my stuff. Like, I probably have like 15 to 20 fonts that are just basically open source at this point. They've been copy and pasted, and they've had sounds changed out. They changed the boot sounds, take out the readmes. So I guarantee you there's a minimum of 15 of my stuff that's just basically open source, and now it's on every Chinese Saber that's ever been made at this point.
That's kind of depressing. I hate to hear that, but you know, I was kind of in the same boat. So like I actually had a Chinese customer, and I've had customers all over the world, but I actually installed a Saber for a guy in China. And when he got it, I started noticing that like the config file that some of these Chinese companies were putting on their soundboards contained some modifications to the Profi OS that I made personally. And I knew then that this guy that in China that I built a Saber for had taken my config file and sold it to this Chinese company that was initially programming these Profis. And they were using my modified version of the OS. And I know it's mine because I was the only one that was writing this script into it. Right, and when I started seeing my config files pop up in these Chinese Sabers, I was like, you bastards. You know, that guy didn't even, you know, if that guy was going to use my work, you know, to proliferate the market with, you know, these cheap Sabers, you know, I would have charged them a hell of a lot more. They stole my work because I view my work on the Profi OS and my modifications of the OF and my writing of the config files as my art. When I send somebody a Saber, it's not just the install. I take great pride in the config files. Yeah. And, when my config files ended up on these Chinese Sabers, I was like, you bastards, that was just, I really got me mad. So I definitely know how you guys feel about that.
And then once it's there, it's out, it's game over. There's nothing you can do, it's
which we talked about that in the beginning, but that was kind of like the, I'm an open source guy. Most of my Sabers are open source Profi boards. I do have a CFX Saber, but that was when I kind of lost a little bit of oomph in my game, is once the Chinese Sabers proliferated and I saw my stuff out there in some of those Sabers, and I was like, unbelievable. We just got hosed.
Yep.
They took advantage of us, and I was like, I got really depressed. And then the market really kind of heated up, and all the websites like, Profi Board Support Group and the Open Source Soundboards Group and all that stuff, which Keenan, I think, are you still an admin on one of those? Backed off.
I think I used to be. I think I stepped down when I got too busy with stuff, but
yeah, I'm still on it.
We started the open source. I can't remember.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
It was actually what's his name? He used to, like, his naval, there was some kind of naval theme. Like, he's a flat earther guy. I can't remember his name. He did a Star Killer hilt, and the Chinese stole his Star Killer hilt design. God, I can't remember.
Yo,
I can't honestly. I can't quite remember, because I might not even have helped make the group. I just remember being kind of there when it happened.
Yeah,
it's been so long.
Well, the Smoothswing, what definitely came into the we might as well mention this too, the accent swings, for those, because somebody asked about this earlier, but Saber Royale, that's it. Thank you, Benji. That's exactly who it was. Saber Royale started that site. KSith was one of the early guys on it. But somebody asked earlier about the accent swings, and SA22C is the guy that brought in accent swings on the open source boards. And then there was arguments about who started accent swing, CFX or Profi, but it was actually implemented. Yeah, it was definitely implemented on Profi first. And it was SA22C that did it. But it was pretty cool. That was kind of like going back on the history.
Wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, no, CFX wasn't quite out yet. But somebody's asking, you'll get to it, but this is Bobby Susanbach that's asking us. For tonight's over, he'd like to know both of the OG's personal favorites when it comes to fonts. So, KSith, what's your favorite font?
Well, I'll do two. I'll do basically the entire Survivor package that Jesse, me, and Blue Mama did, because it is still to this day, every time I load one of those things up, it just hits hard and sounds great, and it's perfect for any color. And then to be a little bit more selfish, my Force Awakens font, I will probably say that to the end of time.
That's fair.
But that's my favorite Saber sound in any Star Wars medium. And that's probably, so I'd go with that.
Shit.
That's awesome. Jesse?
I don't know, dude.
He don't want to pick.
I've got 600 fonts.
How
am I supposed to choose?
Like, my favorite? Like, all right, so if I was going to write a config and only have one font on it, what would it be?
Dark Saber.
No. Fuck no.
Really?
Fuck no. Sorry.
This video was not made for children.
Yeah, it would have to be like something kind of generic, but maybe a New Hope Graphics.
NH Graphics.
There you go.
That's so funny because that's my favorite.
Well, because that was when Keenan showed me that one that plugin that we use for Smoothswing, and remember when we were hanging out togetger using it, and I just put in an OT swing in it, and then it gave me the Smoothswing. I was like, oh, dude, game changer! Like, start,
pumping out everything with those swings.
The mall smooth swing, like you could just throw anything in it, and it was like, damn, sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times.
I'm typing something in the notes here, trying to participate in their chat, but there you go. So yeah, A&H training was my favorite from from Jesse, and then Crossguard, the initial Crossguard from KSith,
Keenan,
which is still a saber.
I got a question for Keenan. What's the hardest sound font for you to that like the hardest to make?
Oh, I already thought of this before because I knew it was going to be asked, and it is The Last Jedi Graphics. Remember?
Oh, yeah, because it was probably
That was pre.
nothing.
There was nothing. That was there was
that
no
Instagram clip that was like
there was no like extra
so
media
pissed.
out with clean sounds. There's no games to get it from. That was probably. I mean, I've went more in depth with other fonts, like really kind of little nuances and trying to pick them out and add those in. But like as far as just the most difficult
Overall.
to just get a usable font was Graphics Last Jedi.
Yeah. I have a few. I probably have 3. I think one was Dark Saber. That was tough. It's still tough. I want to redo it one more time. Leia's from Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
That took me a whole ass week.
Yeah.
Where Dark Ray took me like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like crazy difference. And then Ezra's green one from Rebels. That
Not
was
much
so
on
hard.
that either.
Yeah, that there's not a lot because there was still like music involved in those in the mixing, right? And then like his hum would change like all the time, so I was like, I wanted like the specific one that wasn't Ahsoka's, so like it was his more unique one, and I remember having to like recreate it in a way, and that was hard. So I think those 3 for the hardest. Easy or fastest one I've ever made was probably Dark Ray. Do you know what the fastest one was for you?
For me?
Yeah, literally, it took me like 2 hours. Like I did it right before going to Celebration last year, and I wasn't even gonna do it. And then I started it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I almost have it done already." So I like stayed up all night, finished it, filmed the video, edited it, and then fucking went and got on a plane.
Yeah,
and then I released it like while I was in Celebration.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Man, fastest one. Probably one of the prequels, just because there's so much to reuse. Like probably like my Mace Windu, because I took so much time making the smooth swing for like Anakin and a couple of the other prequel characters that once it came to Mace, his hum was so basic, it was basically a rip.
Yeah.
Just copy and paste the hum. His ignition maybe took a couple seconds, but the smooth swing was basically copy and paste with a couple different accent swings in there for his.
That's fair. That's fair. Because
without going too much of a rabbit hole, what about was there any font designer out there or sound engineer, font guy that y'all like watched and looked up to, or was inspirational?
Shamim, Keenan and Shamim. Shamim got me into sabers, like just like watching his videos.
Me too.
But yeah, Keenan's Rogue Vader font.
Yeah, I'd say Lord Blocko and Shamim were the 2 big ones for me, and Shamim more so his saber content.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
his fonts were good, but I just really enjoyed his saber content at the same time. But like Lord Blocko, a lot of the custom stuff he did was super inspiring, and like to this day, I still try to not like imitate him, but I really enjoy doing like custom stuff. Like even though it's still kind of like a saber sound, but I just enjoy kind of like the different spin-offs of a traditional saber sound.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all. I think the whole Saber community kind of like collectively let out this huge gasp when Shamim deleted his channel.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he still didn't delete his channel, but he took down all the videos, and I still don't quite understand that one. But
I hope they're just on private, and then he'll like one day release them again.
I would love to go back and watch some of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, some of those, like I peed in my pants, like when they did their.
I was hanging out with Benji one time, like just like on a video call like this, and he found a bunch of Shamim videos that were like I guess like ripped, and it was like some like weird Chinese website that we found that like it was like a rip off of YouTube, but it still had like some of his videos on it, and we watched some of them. It was a lot of fun.
I remember when Shamim was at Celebration, I think it was in Orlando, and he was there with another guy in the Saber community that wasn't, very popular after that. But at any rate, they made this Mace Windu sound font, and it was like horrible because it was like all from Samuel Jackson movies where he's cussing it.
Oh
And
yeah.
you remember that one when they were like, I think they had a couple of drinks or whatever, and they're like, they were trying to be all serious, and they're like, we've made this awesome Mace Windu sound font. It's very incredible. It's the best work we've ever done. And then he lights up the saber, and you know, every time you swing it, you know, it's like,
MFer.
yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you just and then everybody's like dying laughing, but them, they're like holding straight faces, and you're like, how are they even doing that? You know, they were holding straight faces. That video, like I watched that video and I remember laughing out loud, and I was like, holy crap, this guy's amazing. And I still think Shamim's amazing. I mean, that's how I learned how to install sabers. I was watching him and I was like, I could do this. I mean, I did some soldering in high school. I'm all about this.
Yeah.
And that's when I started doing it. And it was, you know, awesome. He was inspirational to me too. Shamim, come back.
Right.
Shamim,
he's in one of the groups. I see him post every
he
night.
posts
He does runs
every once in a while.
He does runs of the broken
The
grab
Broflex. Yep.
and the one that looks like a piece of poop. No offense. You know what I'm talking about? The tooth?
The turd saner.
Yeah. Sorry.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's just like this brown like tooth.
It looks like poop.
It just looks like a pinched off. Yeah. I mean, it's just when you see it,
It's kind of like Palpatine's saber.
it's so hard to not see it.
And it's shiny too. Like it's
The Dookie saber. Tim said it's the Dookie
I
saber.
feel so bad, but it's just every time you see
no.
it, you
I
can't
mean,
help.
I mean, fuck it. It's what it looks like. So
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into some serious questions. We got to get some Star Wars on here, y'all. We're gonna get away from the sound font stuff. So first one's for KSith. So KSith, where on this planet do you hail from? You don't have to give your direct address, just an area approximate.
Oh, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I went to college in Pennsylvania. I went to Shippensburg University of Pennsylvania, which is it's over kind of like in central Pennsylvania, south of Harrisburg.
It's a little bit more central, but that's not too far from me.
Yeah, it's about 50 miles. I dated a girl from Monongahela, and she was very Italian, very pretty girl.
very Italian.
Well, I mean, I'm still friends with her on Facebook, but I mean, I remember her. She was a cool girl. But that's the first time I ever saw Pittsburgh is when I went to visit her, and Pittsburgh's a pretty wild place. And that Monongahela, where she was from, pretty cool stuff, you know, near the rivers and all.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool area. So, what about you, Jesse? Where on this planet are you from?
South Florida.
South Florida.
I'm a Florida man.
Well, I'm going to be a Florida man when I retire.
No way, dude. Where are you moving?
Probably Cape Canaveral, dude. I want to work for SpaceX.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm bad with geography. Hold on, let me see how far
Cape Canaveral's on the East Coast, just near Daytona Beach.
Oh, so you'll be far as shit. You'll be like 4 hours from me.
Yeah, Cape Canaveral's pretty far away from South Florida. Yeah. Plus all the traffic down there, man. Good Lord.
You get used to it.
My buddy's an airline pilot.
Yeah, you'll be 3 hours and 40 minutes from me.
Yeah, my buddy's an airline pilot. He used to fly for Spirit, and he was based out of Fort Lauderdale. And
you're more near Orlando.
Oh yeah, it's close to Orlando. Actually, Titusville is where I'll live.
Daytona's way up there, dude. You're a little more south. You're by Melbourne.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, that's not bad.
Titusville.
You're literally just like straight across from Tampa. And
so I'm going to go to work for a community college here about 5 years. I'm going to work for a community college, and then I'm going to head down there to Titusville, and might help me shelter my retirement too from taxes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. Welcome.
Yeah, basically. All right. So Keenan, what's your profession? What's your day job? You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. You don't have to.
No, I mean, air traffic control is technically my day job, but to me, I like fonts and props and everything else. So like doing fonts is what I wish my day job was, but ATC keeps the lights on and everything. So,
which that's pretty cool. I mean, how many people have met an ATC guy? And, so Keenan keeps us, not only does he make cool saber sounds, he keeps us safe when we're flying around in the Airbuses.
Dude, I love hearing Keenan work.
It's funny you said your buddy was an airline pilot at Fort Lauderdale, because if he flew Spirit, we have Spirit Airlines at our airport.
Well, he did fly Spirit, so now he actually flies for, well, he flew for Continental, but then they merged with I forget who they merged with, but Continental merged with some other airline, United.
Yeah.
And so now he flies for United. He's pretty up there in seniority too. I think he's a 7-7 international captain. Okay. So he's pretty senior. He doesn't work that much. He works like a week and a half a month, because he's on those long flights and then he's home the rest of the time, making more money than God,
Yeah, should have been a pilot. Picked the wrong side of the microphone.
It could be worse. It could be the fuzz.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah.
What's your day job?
I don't got one.
Saner.
This is your day. Jesse's like, you're looking at it.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Before this though, I mean, I've never had an actual day job. Believe it or not.
But you did didn't you do like production for like commercials and sound production and that kind of stuff?
No, I do music. I would record music.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How old are you? Jesse, how old are you? Because I think my son's older than you.
31.
My son is your age. Jesus Christ.
What's up, Dad?
My son is Jesse's age. My son was born in 93.
Same. Yep.
Oh,
January.
my God. Oh, holy moly. That makes me feel old. Thanks a lot, Jesse. Unbelievable.
Well, ask Keenan his age.
I'm not that much younger.
He's younger.
Yeah, I'm 28.
Younger?
He's 28.
Keenan, how young were you when we started all the smooth swing stuff?
He was 14, bro.
I was probably 23?
Holy.
Like 5 years ago?
That's
7 years ago. I was 21 when I first started making fonts.
Holy crap. All right. This end of stream. This is bullshit. Holy hell. Y'all can, any of you some bitches call me grandpa, I'll cut your balls off.
Nah, dude, you're dad, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, Lord. That wasn't good for you. So how old were you guys when you saw your first Star Wars movie?
I don't know.
I mean, I remember watching them, but like the first movie that really piqued my interest, I remember going to the theaters and seeing episode 2. I was still a little bit too young.
Yeah. I was.
So I remember the fans going crazy when Yoda was on the screen. But like the first movie that I consciously remember and basically made me fall in love with Star Wars was episode 3. And that's why it's my favorite movie still to this day.
Man.
Revenge of the Sith. That's a great one too.
I don't know if I saw Phantom Menace in theaters, but I definitely had it on VHS, and I definitely played the fuck out of it. Like my parents would have to like hide it from me because I would watch it and then rewind it, and then watch it again, and then rewind it. Dude, a lot.
I still think the greatest saber duel of any Star Wars movie was in the Phantom Menace.
Oh, for sure. Hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, there's none better than that.
As far as a cinematic masterpiece, the music, the choreography, everything involved, and then not only that, but the
Revenge of the Sith, though.
The stakes, but it's just, I agree with you.
I agree. I do like the Phantom Menace one a lot. And the whole, my favorite part is Obi at the end after Qui-Gon died, and he comes and and then there's no music,
no music at all. Echo.
There's no music. The fucking sabers are the music, bro. Like we could listen, we could sing the pitch of the fucking swing.
Yes, I know the exact swing sound that plays first.
Yes,
it's
it's so I get it. That is my favorite, but like, is it that much higher than Revenge of the Sith? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like they're both like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
Everybody's posting their age in there. You guys are like the youngest ones here.
Carter's 18. Carter's not 18, dude.
Everybody's posting their age in the comments. That's awesome.
BK, you're 47?
Isn't that crazy?
No, he's not.
Mountain Sabers is 55. Bobby Susanbach initially posted 80, and I'm like, you liar. Bobby's my age. I know he's my age. He's still working.
Is BK really 47?
Isn't that crazy?
Dude. Wow. He said, yes, sir. Dude, don't call me sir, dude. I call you sir. Jesus.
I 100% like. I'm thinking like
You don't look.
38
You
tops.
don't look it. Yeah.
38 tops. So
I
good job,
just
BK.
I just assumed he was our age.
Yeah.
Cole Weathers just turned 27 for the 8th time.
Yeah.
Cole.
Damn,
He's
dude,
funny
that-
as shit.
California sunshine. True.
So who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Fuck, man.
That's
All time.
tough.
Live
That's
action,
tough.
cartoon, movies, doesn't matter.
That's tough. I have recency bias, so it's really hard for me. But
Dude, I fall for that too.
damn,
What up, Elvis?
it's got to be Anakin. I just can't help but say it. But I like other characters for other reasons. But if I have to pick one, it's just got to be Anakin, Chosen One, Vader, all that stuff.
Fuck, man.
Two is
I mean-
Dooku.
Oh, that's a good one. As of recent, all these years, Mando, but like, that's not really who's my favorite.
But he's a
So-
good character.
Yeah,
No,
man,
like,
that was
it's-
awesome.
No one,
He's
you can't
good.
really argue that.
But I guess if I want to say like childhood, like growing up, probably Anakin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
hard to-
I'm going to really show my age here. So I saw Star Wars in the movie theater, which was now New Hope. That's what we know it as. But I saw it in the movie theaters in 1977. I was 6 years old, and I couldn't believe what we were seeing on the screen. And Darth Vader was my favorite character, and still is.
Yeah.
I still love Darth Vader. I still can't believe what I saw in 1977, and it's launched me on this crazy life of obsession with Star Wars and everything Star Wars, except for the Acolyte. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
Oh,
No, I don't like the Acolyte.
of course.
So, hey, what's your favorite color lightsaber?
Blue.
Blue.
Red.
Sorry.
But lately, I've been on a yellow kick lately. So I'm
No, no.
glad Acolyte's bringing yellow up. But if I had to pick one, red.
Weren't the yellow like the I think the like the Jedi Defenders were using yellow sabers and gold sabers?
Yeah.
And
What
The Temple Guard.
yep,
Yeah.
the Temple Guards. Yep, I couldn't think of the actual name for them. That's cool. So what hilt? Do you guys have a favorite hilt?
Count Dooku. Easy.
Count Dooku's
Wait,
is awesome.
like favorite as in like what we own, or just like favorite like when we're watching the movies?
How can you not
I
think
would
this
say-
is the best?
Yep, that thing's awesome. So favorite that you own or that you have that you've held. I mean, I would assume you would have bought your favorite.
Yeah, probably a New Hope Graphics. It's the first one, dude.
I'm
'Cause
there.
I have an all vintage one. Like it's my most expensive one.
Yeah, so I did not go vintage on my New Hope Graphics, but
Dude, come on,
I mean-
dude, go vintage, bro.
dude, I don't know. All them camera people get all pissy when you start.
I know.
They do.
Dude, holy hell.
Fuck them, bro.
If there's any camera people in this stream,
Bro, yeah, dude, what's up? I drill holes in my shit, dude. It's damaged forever. It will forever be a fucking lightsaber.
Oh, that's bad.
oh,
You know, I don't even have a vintage yet. I someday I want to get a vintage, but
Dude, I
yeah,
have
mine
multiple.
is a replica.
They're
yeah,
all
he's
drilled.
got a lot.
Anytime I always have Nate Iron Destiny props. I have him do all my like crazy vintage stuff, and he's always like, "Do you want me to like, preserve it and glue it, or do you want me to like drill?" I'm like, "Fucking do it, dude. Send it, dude. Drill that shit. Make that shit accurate, dude." Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, do you have the so which D-ring do you have in yours? Do you have that wacky one, the wonky one?
Probably. Let me get it.
I get my New Hope Graphics. I'm gonna probably knock some shit down.
Saners.
Saners.
There's my New Hope Graphics.
And look
This
at you
one?
guys.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is it the wonky one? Because mine's like the geometric one. Mine's not the wonky one.
You can see mine. It's wonky.
Yeah, mine's not. Mine's the geometric one. I got mine before they came out with that one.
I got the stamp.
I don't have the
military
stamp.
All vintage.
Yeah.
Fulmer non-patent. Yeah, this one's dope.
I bet my
Uh,
insights are cooler.
Yeah, I'm getting my buddy Airston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's putting together the motorized version of this for me. So it's like the one that you stick the blade in and it spins.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, fuck
That's
you,
my
dude.
mentor. That's the
it.
mentor chassis.
See, now just throw that bitch in a vintage and you're golden.
Yeah, I can. So I can throw it in a vintage. I just have to put this blade holder in a vintage.
Yeah,
So
easy.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll do that. But I'm glad that I can agree with some of you young bucks about some of this stuff. But that's my favorite saber too. So very good job, Jesse. I kind of like you now. You're okay. You can stay on the stream.
I do like the dark saber a lot because when that came out with Mando and him holding it, dude, the Book of Boba Fett where he comes out and he's fucking killing slice the dude like, yo, dark saber, what's up? So as of recent, probably that, but I don't know. Now it's already gone. So
I like
dark saber I like a lot. This I like a lot. Any of the Graflexes.
Star Killer, you like Star Killer?
Ooh, I'm lying, dude. Like this is probably my favorite because it's like the most expensive, right? But the Force Awakens Graflex, because that's what got me into.
That's what mine is. I have 2 Force Awakens.
Yeah,
just because like you said, I thought it was the best combo of all the movies.
Yeah.
This is a Jeremy's Raxus.
Yeah.
This is Phoenix Props. This was their first. That one is. Yeah. Yeah, I have a TFA Graflex, but my TFA Graflex is a Graflex 2.0 that I turned into TFA.
I did the same thing.
Right.
And you have all those like weird parts put in, and you had to mod the ring.
Look at that vintage fucking ring, all
That's
fucking
awesome.
sanded down.
Yeah, you filed down a vintage ring.
Fuck yeah, bro! I got the dude. These are all like what is it called? Riveted in.
Yeah,
all
riveted
in. And then this is the Fulmer top, and then the ink bottom half with it. Yeah.
So I actually did the shine through glass eye on my TFA. But that's like, what I did is I took a.
I'm not Star Killer.
I think this one should work, but I mean, you get shine through on that glass eye. This is one that this still has Teensy Saber in it, by the way.
With the blast shield down, I can't even see. How am I supposed to fight?
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
Shine through. So that's on a 2.0, so it's actually not that bad,
That looks amazing.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's Goss chassis, the old master chassis that he came up with for the 2.0s.
Right.
That was actually a pretty cool saber. But this one's still running Teensy Saber. This was one of the first Smoothswing sabers that I built. And I'm actually running OS7 on the Teensy Saber.
My first saber in general was a 2.0 or a 2.5 technically.
Yep, that's a 2.5.
Yeah.
Really fun.
I still
saber.
have it too. It's out in the garage somewhere.
Yeah, this one's got the Vader's Vault 1-inch blade holder in it. And, it's got the button 22 that's in that Vader's Vault blade holder.
That's nice because I didn't like when these were like slide switches, like the 89 version. Like
Yeah.
That's what mine is. Mine's the slide.
Yeah.
Well, the slide is how the vintage actually works. So
Yeah. I think the button is cooler though.
yeah, but I got a lot of that stuff from Cal at KR Sabers. And like I even got his Cal did a stamped end cap for the 2.5s. And so, I put the stamped end cap on the butt of the 2.5, and then I riveted my, the D ring in, and I do have the shine through glass eye, and then I got, pretty cool. That's a Arkham razor blade plug, but it's got the Graflex brass pin on it. It's pretty cool.
Benji, do a vintage, bro. Come on.
I know. I need to do it,
ink, dude. Even if you got a vintage ink, like that's still cool. And those are the cheap ones.
That's awesome. Mundo just checked on. Hey, Mundo. Hey, Benji. But yeah, that's cool. What's your favorite lightsaber? And we got all these lightsabers out, and we're like showing them off. Like, look at that.
I got a whole cabinet of them.
Oh yeah, well it's kind of crazy. Like y'all can't see it, but like up on my shelves, like that are up really high, all my lightsabers are up there. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's nuts. All right, next questions. Moving on. Which hilt is your least favorite?
Shit.
Mace Windu.
Dude, that's
Mace.
up there. That's up there.
Dude, you don't like the BMF?
Dude, the grips suck.
The grips look stupid.
They're huge.
I've never actually held one, but just looking at it, I don't like it.
I'll bring one, dude. I'll bring one on the trip. Tom,
you want to come to Florida and hang out with us?
When are y'all going?
End of
Last
September.
week of September.
Maybe.
Yep, he's going. He's going. Let's do it. Let's
End of
go.
September.
Yeah, bro. Come on, let's do it.
I don't know if I can hang with you young guys. But you know what? The funny thing is, I'll be retired. I'll be retired.
Come on, dude.
I'm afraid Benji would probably take pictures of me the whole time. I'm like, I didn't go on that trip.
It's a lot. It will definitely
we'll
make
see.
you feel young.
I definitely watch you guys when you're on those trips, and I'm like, holy crap, that'd be awesome to be on one of those trips, to be around
Dude,
y'all.
come on, bro. You're invited. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
You have to come.
I'll definitely think about it. Y'all stay in touch with me. Let's think about it. And but you're killing me. Least favorite. So
least favorite. Shit. Ooh. Hold on. Let me go over there. Least favorite. Damn, dude, that's tough. Hold on. I got one for sure.
he's looking over his collection. Let me have a minute. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, he's got a ton.
I got like 40 something.
KYBERPHONICS sound fonts is paying well.
I'm trying to collect all of the live action ones. You know how fucking hard that is?
Oh yeah.
I'm like not doing. Oh well, DV6 is ugly, yeah, but it's not my least favorite.
I love my DV6.
Yeah, my DV6 is fucking disgusting, dude. So actually, no, the Luke, the R2D2 Luke, this is probably the most disgusting one. This thing's nasty as hell.
Like that's I think they call that the V2 stunt. Someone the R2D2.
I think it's just called the R2 Saber, maybe. But dude, I don't fucking know.
I like them all.
Shit, that's tough. Maybe maybe Mace Windu, bro. Yeah, I don't know.
Or you could say Sidious too. Sidious also has a.
I have that one. The thing is that though I have Sean's and it is pretty fucking nice.
Oh.
But yeah, like look how big the grips are on this thing. Like
yeah,
they are huge. I don't know whose fucking idea it was to put them things on there. They're literally like an inch tall. Maybe not.
Did you get yours etched to say BMF?
No, I'm not that crazy. My excuse is it wasn't like that in the movie, so I think they added that afterwards, right?
Yeah, I think they did that, so he took it home.
Post production.
Yeah.
That's still pretty cool.
It would get way too crazy if I collected like everything that I liked. So like I limit myself to only live action. Like if something's in a video game or animated, I can't buy it. That's my rule.
Wow.
Otherwise it would be way too crazy. So yeah, sorry. Elvis and KR, they have a mace that comes with the shorter grips, so you can put the long ones on or the shorter ones, and it's way better.
So do you remember what year y'all found out about custom lightsabers, and if so, how did you find out about them? I mean, we were talking earlier about some inspirations.
I was probably a kid when I fucking saw like Ultra Sabers and Saber Forge, but I guess when I like found out about like it was probably during Force Awakens or right after Force Awakens, because watching Force Awakens, that's what got me to like, oh shit, I want a lightsaber. And so I started doing research, obviously like Hasbro and stuff like that. And then it was between the Hasbro or the Disney one. And so I was like, all right, let me see. And I watched a review on the two different ones and how they're like, oh yeah, this one's cool, but the clamp is offset wrong. And I was like, why is it like that? I fucking hate that. Why isn't it like in the movie? But that one's better, like sound wise or so. I forget what it was. And I was like, what the hell? And then I found that's probably when I ran into like one of Shamim's videos about like the Graphics 2.0. And I was like, that looks way better. And so I was like, So I bought that, and then everybody was selling like replacement parts because it's like, oh yeah, you could get the 2.0, but like, you know, the beer tab's wrong or little things here and there. So I would be spending all this money to like upgrade the beer tab or upgrade the clamp card or upgrade, you know, the slide switch to make it like perfect, when I could have just bought like the Graflex shop one or something, you know.
Yeah. Well, that was back. I think that was kind of back before the TGS replica was really big. There was like a stainless steel replica that came out before the TGS, and yeah, I think it was Maker Prop Studio stainless SS Graflex, something like that. That was a pretty cool saber that came out. But yeah, you know,
that's what got me into it, I guess, was post Force Awakens, and I don't even think I got it till Last Jedi was in theaters. I think that's when I got my first lightsaber, or it was about to come out. I got it empty, and then so I put it together and I put it on on my shelf, and I was like, that's dope. I'm cool with that. And then after seeing more videos of people like with blades lighting them up and stuff, I was like, fuck, man, I want this thing to turn on. So I found an installer, sent it to him. He went by Catwalker or something. He's not in the game anymore, but it was before Profi. He did installs for like Prism and stuff like that. So he did a Prism 5.1 or board for me or whatever, and it had a crystal chamber. Like I went all out. Like I got the crystal chamber. It was 3D printed, but I was like, damn, this is cool shit. And then as soon as I got it, which was when Last Jedi was coming out, Last Jedi was already out in theaters, and I got it, and as soon as I got it, I started seeing videos of Profi and everything, and I was like, what the fuck? Can mine do this? Like, no, it can't. So rabbit hole.
So, you know, mine was this one back here, but now initially, you know, this is the first lightsaber I ever bought. And of course, now it's installed with Teensy Saber. But when I first got it, you know, and I'm going to talk about the 501st Legion here for a bit, because we had talked about it before we went live. But the 501st Legion, and we were talking, Keenan was talking about it. He was a Kylo on the 501st too, and I am, and I have a Stormtrooper. But the funny thing about the 501st Legion is they get so anal retentive about your damn outfits and the seams and all this crap, and then they come to their troops carrying ultra sabers or
right.
It ain't even the right hilt, and I'm like, what the hell is that? You guys get all anal retentive about this seam needs to be on this side and this seam doesn't look right, and you come to your troops carrying this ultra sabers crap that's not even a cross guard. I'm like, you know, and so initially when I got this saber, I lit it up and it was pink, and I'm like, this is bullshit. You know, what the hell is this? Kylo's saber wasn't pink. And so I put NEC in that. I think it was a Spark 2, and then I put a tri-cree in it, and then I had single crees on the side emitters, and I used Christmas, basically icicle lights to, you know, be the side emitters. And you know, so that was that saber when I first installed it. And then when Frederick invented the Teensy Saber V3, that's when I installed that, which was before Smoothswing. But then that's when Keenan came on, was right after my second install, this same saber. But that is a Black Series. That's a Hasbro Black Series saber. Has Teensy Saber V3 in it.
That's right. Yeah, those did come out kind of pink.
Yep. They were horrible. When I bought mine, I was like, what the hell is this? And there's a video like way back on my YouTube channel where I showed this one with the NEC board next to a stock one, and the stock one really looks like crap. Keenan, what about you? What got you into the custom lightsabers?
I mean, I kind of knew about it. I walked by, like, does anyone know like Spencer's, the old store that used to be in like malls and stuff? Yeah. So they had the Force Effects lightsabers, and I really wanted one as a kid. My dad got one for me for Christmas, me and my brother. Then, you know, some years go by, and then you kind of find them under your bed. You're like, oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. I wonder if they still make them. You go on, you see they have all kinds of stuff, and then, you know, one thing leads to another. You find Ultra Sabers, and actually, what I wanted to buy a Saber Forge at first, but the saber I ordered naturally wasn't in stock, and it took like 2 months. So I ended up canceling my order, and I sent out those exact two Force Effects sabers to he's still my friend to this day, Greg McKinnon, who has South Shore Sabers. He converted them, the master replicas, into, I think, Nano Biscotti V3. Super basic soundboard. And,
that was before the Forge, yeah. I think they only had 2 sound fonts on that one.
Yeah.
With the MBB3s, I think you could only have 2 sound fonts.
And yeah, so I still have them to this day. They're a little kind of janked up. I've lost the button on the back of this one, but these are from like 2006. So
yeah,
like the OG ones, and
yeah, those can be redone.
They could, but it's like a piece of history now. I just buy new and improved, and then the things that are old are just kind of there as like a.
They will forever live old. Yeah,
exactly. Like that to me, that's what's cool. Like as much as I would love to have you like fix this one up, it's like it just has too much history and memories. The fact that it has the old config, the old teensy, I'm like, I almost never want to change it.
It is a piece of history. I mean, that saber is a piece of saber history. I mean, some of the first smooth swing development happened on that lightsaber, and that's what inspired me to get my daily beater. Which, by the way, it was installing Keenan's. When I installed Keenan's, I had to get one for myself, but I got the blood-soaked one. It looks kind of
No, that one's cool.
Yeah,
I just like gray. So
yeah, Keenan's is kind of cool looking too. But I love Keenan saber so much I had to go out and buy that thing.
It is cool. It's comfy.
Yeah, I mean it's very comfy. It's strong too and powerful. Hey, thanks, AA. That's cool that you saw my smooth swing videos when they first started. That's awesome. So what about I guess next was like, I don't know if y'all want to do it again. I know that Jesse was kind of walking around his collection. So what lightsabers do you currently own? Can you show them off?
All of them.
Yeah, he's got.
It's kind of like do a slow pan.
Just do a walkthrough.
Okay, so there's a lot of my OT stuff, mostly awesome. Vintage, except for the Obi-Wan's not vintage. The Vaders aren't vintage. That has vintage parts. That doesn't. My DV6 is dope. This one's all vintage stuff.
Yeah, I remember when you got that. Who built that? It was the graphics guy that built that, right?
Yeah, Iron Destiny props. Nate.
Yep. Nate Dalzell.
Yep. Yes,
he's
awesome. I got all the sequel ones. I think the graphics I took away. It's over on the desk. Some random ones. This one I actually have this is a Master Replica Obi. This one's nice as fuck. 2005, I think it says on there. It's like the heavy solid one. I got the Grand Inquisitor. That thing's new. That one's dope. I got a Porg from the best movie ever. Let's see. Some other stuff. Right? That's Watto and SP. Thrawn Hunters, right?
Jeez.
Good Lord.
Yeah. The helmets on top.
Oh man, that's Short Trooper. So which Short Trooper is that? Is that a 3D print or is that like an Anovos?
No, it's not either, but it's so nice. MacGuffin Builders or something is what he goes by. The dude made like stage props for like Travis Scott and Beyonce and shit. I'm pretty sure. But he's a Star Wars fan and he makes helmets too.
Oh, battery! Y'all guys hear that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But the Bo-Katan helmet I just got from EFX recently is so thick.
That's awesome. I printed there's mine.
Right. Yeah.
I 3D printed and painted that myself, so that's kind of, dude. I love that thing. Thing's awesome.
Dude, the what are they called? Sabers with a Z. If I could fit this in shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at there.
The Obi stunt.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's cool.
37-inch blade, like the green carbon fiber looking thing.
Yeah, the rotoscope thing.
Bro, it's huge, dude. Like they were using 37-inch blades. But yeah, the hilt is super dope. It's like super comfy and
the tube.
Yeah, no detail. But when you hold it, like how Obi-Wan holds it in the movie, you're like, oh yeah, no, it makes sense. Because like you cover up all the parts, and then it looks.
Yeah.
Now, does it spin, Jesse? Does it have a motor in it to spin the blade?
No. This is like what they used for Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, the stunt stuff.
So this doesn't spin or anything. This is just like what they would swing and hit, and then they would rotoscope over. But I am getting a motorized one, the A New Hope Graflex version, and it's all vintage parts too.
If you freeze a New Hope, you can see the wire that goes into Luke's.
Yeah, I'm getting all of that. The battery pack, the same one and everything. The wire, all that. It's gonna be dope.
Man, that's so cool. That's crazy.
The only thing I have left to find is a vintage Fulmer clamp. I have everything else, all the other vintage parts. So, yeah.
Well, the Graphics Addicts support group's probably going to be the best place maybe to find the.
I posted. I'm just waiting for one to show up.
That's crazy.
I'm on eBay like every other day, just looking.
One will pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. What about Keenan? You want to show off your collection, or you're not someplace to do it?
He's got a little booth. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've got a little. It's right next to me. I can try and maybe turn this over, but I mean, that's kind of like, I've got my Kylo stuff up top. Not much. I mean, lately I've kind of stopped collecting like character stuff, and now I've just been on like the custom saber thing. So just like,
yeah, I'm the opposite.
like, like I just got this from Saber Trio.
That's sick. I still love
my
my
logo and stuff on it. And now this one is what I use for all my demos with the chip and all that. But it's cool. Their chassis pops out. I can use CFX and Profi in the same saber.
Yep.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I mean, otherwise, like I kind of just collect my friend's stuff now. Like Jeremy, I have his Raxus. Benji just finished up his speeder bike for me. I've got couple of Cole's etched sabers up here. Like
I got a Cole saber, not an etched one, but I have the.
But he etched this, which is super cool. But yeah, like
I'm watching Cole's work, and I'm just like, oh my god, Cole's like doing crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But like otherwise, it's just kind of custom stuff. I have some like my Master Replicas Dooku. I have like the Anakin and then the Obi-Wan, just for the favorite movie, and then I got the OT guys, Luke and Vader. Graflex, but otherwise I just kind of stopped because it's like where Jesse went full into it. I just kind of realized I'm never going to be able to own all these, so I might as well get the ones I want and then stop.
Yeah.
So, Scrap Tech for sure, dude. I'm definitely getting one of those.
Yeah, the bad part, like when Jeremy and Benji did their runs on their sabers. Like I had so much invested in the custom saber shop, Green Mamba, and there was another saber which was I can't remember, but I had like basically all my spare money invested in those when they did their runs, and I was like, damn it, and I didn't get to jump in on either of their runs, but I was watching their videos and I'm like, dang it, I should have definitely got in on those runs, but at the time I was like, no tango dinero.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've got a. Like, I really want to get a Cal Kestis from the game. That's something I still haven't got yet, but it's tough because they keep making new games and they keep changing it. So I might wait for the third one to see what happens. But, I mean, otherwise I have a Force Awakens 2 that my buddy Tim from Tier Fawn Orbital is going to do up for me. I'll have that next to the Raxus that Jeremy made.
Yeah, Tim was on the stream. Tim's doing some crazy work. I'm watching Tim's stuff too, man.
Yeah,
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Incredible dudes. It's an honor to be their acquaintance.
Yeah, no, it's so crazy. I had Benji on, and we didn't even get through half the questions when Benji was on because he's so out of control. I mean, he got so many black holes, and you're like, what the hell? Where are we at? It's crazy. But Benji just posted that him and Jeremy have another run coming out soon, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then I'm trying to keep up with everybody's stuff. Dave's double point said he's waiting on Cal Kestis Crossguard by KR, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Double A says I'm ready for the Crate Slayer, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
So let's move on. You've done that. We've answered that. Hey, so what soundboards have you guys used?
Prism 5.1 or 5.5, one of those. Profi 1.5, Profi 2.2, Profi 3.9, if that counts. There's 3 different ones. Xenopixel. And SN Pixel. And SN V4 Pro just came in today, actually.
What are those, like the Chinese things?
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's it. I think I might have turned on an stereo once when I was at Sam's house and was like, "Ugh."
Did you ever have an NEC board?
No.
You know, the funny thing is, like Birchie was on here a little bit ago, and Birchie is actually signed in his old Saber company name too, which was funny. But Birchie did a video on the NEC soundboards and what a good value they were, you know, in comparison with the Nano Biscotti.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Golden Harvest. That's a cool board.
Forgot about that one.
Yep. But I remember Jeff Birch did that video and it was just it was a cool video. And I was like, yeah, you know, because not many people really knew about the value of the NEC boards compared to the, you know, I mean, for the same cost of a Nano Biscotti, you had a lot more functionality.
Bro, you threw that Asteria across my office. Yeah. What was the one that had real swing?
That was NEC board.
NEC.
So
Okay.
the guy
I remember those battles.
Well, True Swing. He called it True Swing.
Was it True Swing? I thought it was Real Swing.
Something like that.
It was either True Swing or Real Swing. I can't remember. But the owner's name was Scott DeBoer. And, you know, Scott was a really smart guy. He was like Frederick, you know. And I don't know why he didn't go with the smooth swing algorithms.
Right.
Because at the point where he was kind of getting onto it, and maybe his soundboards, maybe the actual processor he was using couldn't do that complex of a calculation. I don't know, because he was using the same processor whether you got a Spark 2 igniter or a Spark Color. They're all the same board. They had the same processor. They were just flashed differently. And what I was thinking is maybe his board just didn't have the horsepower to run those, and he ended up fading away. But I think the reason he faded away was because he didn't implement the smooth swing algorithm like Plector, 100%. And you know, and it was kind of sad because I love Scott DeBoer, and I think everybody, Benji said it was Real Swing, and I love Scott DeBoer because he was actually giving some competition to Plector, but at the same time he just wasn't listening to the community, and I don't know why he didn't listen to the community, but you know, the Real Swing thing didn't work out. And I think, you know, Birchie did a video and he was kind of brutally honest about it. Like,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And, you know, Scott got all pissed off and Scott was posting all this stuff. And, you know, shortly thereafter, Scott
he didn't have a blade in it, so it wasn't swinging right. But it's
and I was kind of like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter if you got a blade in it or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did feel bad because Scott was very innovative. And, you know, he was like one of those brain guys like Frederick and Irv Plector, and his soundboards were awesome. I just think he just made a big mistake by not implementing Dexter's algorithm.
Well, not only that, but a lot of
he could come back and just add it.
But like when you bought a Saber, 99 times out of 10 it came with a Plector board. Like if you're buying from Vader's Vault or Genesis Custom Sabers, like you were getting a Plector board on it. So it was like, I feel like there wasn't as many kind of like DIYers maybe back then, and it was a little bit like it was hard. It was easier to just get a Plector board than it was to learn NEC. Then at the time, a lot of fonts didn't come on NEC. I did it out of just because I felt like I needed to, but I never owned an NEC board. So
yeah, I mean that's why we support all the boards, you know, even though we don't have them all.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we were talking like earlier in the video, I don't remember if we're offline or online, but, you know, I mean, everybody knows me for being a Profi guy or whatever, but I am not a Profi guy. I mean, I love CFX. I love NEC. I love the ones from, I've installed one of them. I can't remember the name of the Golden Harvest V3s.
Right. Yeah.
That's a great soundboard. And, you know, I there's good and bad. Even Cal's board, the,
Verso. I forgot about that.
Verso.
Yeah.
Yep, there's another one that we're getting about. And the Verso, you know, I was really impressed. I actually installed one, and the guy I installed it for, he's on the stream right now. And that Verso was a pretty cool little soundboard. I mean, I was impressed with what that little thing could.
The Verso 2.0 or whatever. Or no, wasn't there a 3? Or no, it was 2, I think. And they added more to it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So Cal, you know, and Cal's kind of a big supporter of Profi too. Cal's been doing all the testing of Profi board as they've iterated it. So,
right.
You know, Cal did all the Profi board runs for Frederick on the experimental ones. Like, remember when, like, Cal did the Profi board 3.7 run before the pandemic,
Yeah.
And then there was the chip shortage, and then we couldn't make the 3.7 board, which is now the 3.9 board. But
yeah,
we went through all that. But yeah, that was crazy. So you already know what soundboard you guys prefer. You both are CFX guys, and that's cool. Do you duel with lightsabers?
No.
No dueling.
Nope.
I can't even do an Obiani spin.
So I guess that answers the next question. Do you flow, bro?
No, I don't.
No, bro.
I could do this, and I could do this.
Whoa.
Yep. There you go. Forward and back.
Do you ever watch any of those? Do you ever watch any of those people on YouTube that are doing all that stuff? Like, there's.
I watched a lot of like the Mike Starwalker, like actual, like choreographed duels that he has, and they're pretty nuts.
There's like this one girl that I used to watch her YouTube channel, and she does all these tricks and spins and throws her saber up in the air and catches it. And I think she started like as a baton twirler and moved into lightsabers. Have you all seen her?
My mom used to be a baton twirler when she was younger. So anytime my mom has like a lightsaber, she could fucking spin the shit out of it.
Cole said he loves CFX when he's not the one installing it. They're a little bit harder to install than Profis, but then Profis are a little bit harder to deal with after you've installed them. You know what I mean? To program.
There you go.
Yeah. Work. Yeah, Michelle C. Smith, Titan Gray.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not going to ask that because that's bullshit. I'm not going to put you guys on the spot like that. So who's your favorite lightsaber?
Put us on the spot. Do it.
Who's your favorite lightsaber installer?
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Let's make some fucking enemies, dude.
No, y'all don't have to answer that. Just skip
No.
that.
Hey. Come on. They want to hear it. Favorite installer? I don't.
Well, it could be of all time, I mean, we could go back to what we were talking about earlier, and that way you can stay safe.
No, dude.
Jeremy's like, fuck that. Let's go full on.
So, all right. So, yeah, man, drama for the trip. Let's get it.
Dude.
It's
gonna be on the new Real World. They're gonna clip this.
Clip it, bro.
Shit.
All right. Let's see. Keenan, go first.
Oh, you
Yes, you chicken. Let's skip this.
All right.
one.
Well, I'm gonna play. Okay, go.
If I'm not gonna pick Benji or Jeremy, right? Maybe I'll let's see. The first Profi board I ever got installed was a Profi board 1.5 by Aaron A&W Saber.
A&W Saber.
Yeah, I remember him. He did my Vader.
That bitch still works. My first demo saber with the DI out. It's a Profi 1.5, and it still fucking works to this day.
Yep. Absolute Saber said something funny down there. He goes, look, everyone has their own specialties, to be honest. And I think he's right. I think the big advantage to me when I was installing a lot, which I'm not anymore, was how much work I put into my
Share Benji Tem Flores. There you go.
Yeah. That's funny as shit.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's move on. That's enough of that.
Keenan didn't even answer. Come on, dude.
No, that's enough. He said move on.
Hey, come on.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like I said, I love all my friends now, but
shit, dude.
No, I'm just gonna say my buddy Greg. I've been friends with him since 2017.
Okay. All right.
We don't even. We're friends to this day. We don't talk about sabers ever. Right now, like it's like he installed my first sabers for me. He was the first dude I met in this hobby.
Dude, we're the pieces of shit. We didn't say any of our fucking buddies' names.
Listen,
dude.
I'm looking at my stuff. 90% of the install things I have are from Jeremy. So it's like, and Jeremy and I are working on stuff.
Come on, dude. Wow, dude.
Listen, Jeremy knows I love him. Tim knows I love him.
More from you, dude.
Hey, I'm just saying, Greg, it was the first guy I met in this hobby that I talked to, and he got me started with sabers in general.
So Alaska Vader, which he was big, like Darth Sloan, and he was really big on the 501st Legion.
I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the one that basically got me in. That's how I got to install sabers. So, wow. I mean, I'm going to say Darth Sloan, Alaska Vader. I don't even know if he's even existing anymore, but he used to have a YouTube channel called Alaska Vader. And that's who I learned how to install from. So yeah, I'm going to say him and Shamim. That's close Close 1 and 2.
I never had one by Shamim, but yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. But yeah, of course, Benji and Jeremy, that's all generic. Everybody's always going to say that. If you have a saber that's not Chinese, odds are it was installed by Solo Sabers.
Like I said, I've got Benji's, I've got his saber coming. I have Jeremy's saber coming. Tim's installing something for me. I love all these guys, and they do great work. I can't pick one, so I'm picking Greg, which is the neutral, and he doesn't even install anymore. So there's that.
That's awesome. We go with that. So do y'all prefer NeoPixel or baselit sabers?
NeoPixel, easy.
That's so funny, wasn't it? What's your favorite? We already talked about your favorite saber font. What the hell is that all about? Have you ever machined your own hilt?
No.
Nope. Closest I got was grinding down the eye for the Graflex. That's the most I've ever done to a saber.
That's pretty close, I mean, like, so my Darth Nihilus that I made, I mean, I didn't machine that thing, and it's all custom saber shop stuff and aluminum pipes, but I did cut and shape all the shrouds and everything for it. That's about as close as I've done to machining my own hilt. Have y'all ever built an MHS saber from the custom saber shop?
No,
I've used parts, but not a whole saber.
Yeah, I've gotten like a pommel before.
So, do you have a favorite lightsaber YouTube channel? Put y'all on the spot again.
Lightsaber YouTube channel.
Yeah. I don't even watch TV anymore, y'all. Like, I'm a huge YouTube freak.
I'm a YouTube guy. You got YouTube Premium?
I do not have YouTube Premium, but dude, all I do
is
you're
wasting time watching all these ads, bro.
Yeah, but the funny thing is you never know where you're gonna go, man. Next thing you know, you're watching a lightsaber video. 20 minutes later, you're on Dr. Pimple Popper.
What do you mean? Like
it goes down these? Yeah, it goes down the rabbit hole.
Right.
Like
you can just turn auto off, dude.
Oh man, I like auto. It's kind of cool. I just sit there and drink.
Well, then you're asking for it.
Hey, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Lando Sabers.
Holy
Where's the Waffle House?
I have
honestly though, like his tutorials were like good. You know what I mean?
So
like,
I use only absolute sabers now. Like when I send people like the Profi tutorial.
Yeah, I have all their. I still have Lando's and Sam's, and I have a bunch of like. If you go on my website, I have like all their videos linked.
I got to give Lando a shout out just in case he ever decides to come back to the community.
Yeah,
Absolute Sabers just chimed in, and he's on there, and I've definitely watched his videos, and
he's got some
way better. He's more polished. The stuff that I put out. I mean, I tried my best with some of those tutorials, but Absolute Sabers is more professional.
Carter tried. Carter got a Profi video down to like 10 minutes, but like it's tough. Like because
they're usually refer to Absolute Sabers video every now and then.
I've tried cutting them down, and when I cut them down, I get more questions. So I ended up deleting those and just keeping the full length ones on. And then, then people bitch about that. And I'm like, dude, I divided into chapters. I got links where you can just skip to what you need.
Yeah.
But I left the full things up there. I mean, it is what it is. So
yeah.
Right.
Cold Weather's like Jerry, Benji, Tim's, Ryan, TJ, Flory, Mayor, Tooth.
Yeah.
That was his answer. Oh, Lord have mercy. See, we were on. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I love YouTube, so pretty much like I'm on everybody's channels. But I think if I had to say that there was like a favorite channel that I keep finding myself going back to, it's probably Benji's because he's crazy, and I love watching Benji. I mean, his live videos are funny as hell, but even like his Saber demo videos, like I watch his Saber demo videos, and he always says some silly shit, and he's always cutting. Like he does these quick cuts.
Yeah,
and he's cracking jokes while he's demoing, and I'm like, Benji is so awesome, man. Benji's like a natural comedian. He missed his calling. Is he that funny in real person, Jesse?
Benji? Oh fuck yeah!
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
He's like out of control.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is Keenan, and so is Cody, and so is who else is out of control? Carter.
Yeah, dude. The trip is going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos, dude.
Tom, you going? Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
We're trying to get Cal to go too.
Kate from KR Sabers.
Yeah, baby.
Holy hell.
Holy fuck. Yeah.
I'll see if I can clear my schedule. I'll do my best to try.
You will.
That's crazy. Now, where do y'all going to Orlando, right?
Yep.
Man, that place is so expensive.
No,
the funny thing is I went there.
Oh,
really?
I mean, compared to anywhere else we've looked to gone, yeah.
No, I meant like Disney World. Like, are y'all going to like Galaxy's Edge or whatever?
Yeah, dude, that ain't that bad. It's $100. But
we're going to Universal this year.
Yeah,
we did Galaxy's Edge last year.
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? So I like took my.
We're doing a whole week. Last year we did 5 days. We're doing 7.
That's awesome. I went to Galaxy's Edge and I was sitting in Galaxy's Edge and this guy comes up to me and he's got a custom lightsaber and he looked at me and I looked at him and I knew it was a custom NeoPixel lightsaber and I'm like, you didn't buy that here. And he goes, no, this is a custom lightsaber. There's a meetup tonight. And I'm like, a what? And he goes, there's a Discord custom meetup here tonight. And I'm like, holy shit. So it was after the park closed. And so we're all there for this custom saber meetup after the park closed. And I'd been carrying around the saber all day. And my stepdaughter was like, what are you carrying that stupid thing for? It's embarrassing that you have that. And then this custom saber meetup happens. There's thousands of people with their lightsabers lighting them up back there at Kylo Ren's ship, back in the back.
Yeah.
And my stepdaughter came and grabbed my lightsaber away and goes running in there and holds it up with all the other nerds. And I was like, hey,
pretty cool now, isn't it?
You're stealing all my fun. But it was kind of funny. It was kind of like a cool moment because she'd been making fun of me all day for carrying around the damn saber, and she went and stole my glory.
Yeah.
I got pictures of that somewhere on Facebook, but yeah, that was awesome. So what about if you could hang out with anybody in the saber community for a day, who would it be and why?
Keenan.
Jesse.
To write music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I figured you guys have a lot in common with the saber font and the sound engine.
Dude, it'd be so awesome.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much we have in common.
So, who's the funniest person in the saber community?
Fucking Keenan, probably. Either Keenan.
I gotta say Benji.
I would say Benji's up there too, but dude, I don't know, dude. You the way you make situations, I don't know. It's
Keenan's got that dry sense of humor where he's not really joking.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. There's times where I feel like
Keenan's like when it comes to like the memes and stuff, you got it all. Yeah. Probably Keenan. I would say Keenan, but yeah, Benji's up there. Yeah. I'd say both of them.
I know I'm not up there. That's a huge downfall.
Oh, yeah. There's tiers, and they're just like fucking S as hell.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I think like in person, like I'm a teacher. I teach at the community college.
Yeah.
And everybody tells me, they laugh and they remember my stuff, but I have all these stories that when I'm teaching classes at college, I'm telling these stories, but I always tell the same stories at the same point, and it's always to make a point, but it always gets them laughing. And they're like, I got on the test and I remembered all that shit because that shit was funny. And I'm like, right, that's why I told the story the way I did. But I'm good at that in person, but I'm not so good here on the internet or whatever on the webs. But pretty good at the stuff when I'm in class.
Keenan had me dying last year. Tears. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's awesome. All right, so do you watch any of the Star Wars animated series? And if so, which is your favorite?
Ooh,
Rebels.
That's tough. I'd have to say Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Rebels is good, but I think it came out just a little bit too late for when I was, like, interested in it.
Yeah, I didn't get into Rebels till, like, season 4 was coming out.
Yeah. I mean, Clone Wars was just so cool as, like, a kid, like, on Cartoon Network.
See, I didn't give a fuck about Clone Wars when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I went back and watched it, and it is good, but
it's good.
There's a lot of filler.
Yeah.
A lot of filler. That was the whole point of it. You know what I mean? Just to.
So the live action series that are out now, do you all watch them? And if so, what's your favorite?
All right, Mando season 2. Let's be real. But the Book of Boba Fett, the Mando episodes, and the Luke episodes. That Mando episode is better than any actual Mando episode.
Yeah, it was really good. I was like, is this the Mando series or the Boba Fett series?
Dude, that episode was bang. The one where he comes in at the beginning with the Darksaber and cuts the dude in half, like, yo, that episode's sick as hell.
Yeah.
And then the Luke, like, what, the year after we saw him in Mando season 2, like how good he looked in Book of Boba Fett. I'm just sitting there watching this the whole time, like, holy shit, this is crazy. Like we get a good Luke Skywalker, like visually, like holy shit. So yeah. So Book of Boba Fett is up there for me because of those episodes, which obviously isn't Boba Fett. But I really do like the whole like Tusken thing, how he got saved from the Sarlacc, like him coming out of the Sarlacc pit. Like, there's a lot of good shit in Book of Boba. I know, there's
the moped gang.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't care. I was fine with it. But I like Book of Boba a lot. But mainly, I think I liked like the past, like anytime like he went into the tank and he was in and we saw like the Tusken parts, those were the top. The present day stuff I didn't really care about, but seeing the Black Chrysanthemum, he was cool. Yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed it. But yeah, so what else do I like? I really want to watch Andor again because I think it would probably be better as a binge, and I still haven't done it yet.
Andor was really good. So the first few episodes of Andor, I really struggled with it. I was like, what the hell? They need to pick up the,
I don't know. Yeah, I need to watch it again because I forgot a lot of the stuff that happened because there was like.
But as it went on, though, it got better and better and better. And it was so Star Wars-y that by the time Andor was finished, and I'm like, where the hell is season 2? Because when season 1 finished, I was like, holy shit, this is Star Wars. It was almost like Rogue One.
Oh,
and, I'm so excited because he still hasn't met K2SO yet.
You're right.
And, I think K2SO was probably one of the best characters since Disney bought the Star Wars franchise. Cassian Andor and K2SO were certainly really good characters from Rogue One. But
I'm trying to think of what other Obi-Wan show.
I mean, I was just gonna bring that up because as a collective, as a collective show, it's hard to beat Mando. But like, as far as the best moment ever of any of the Disney Star Wars shows, it has to be the Obi versus Vader.
Oh, you really? You think so?
I think so. I loved it. I thought it
was I enjoyed it, but dude, the Luke scene and the whole Luke hallway scene in Mando season 2, bro. Like,
I cried. Did you cry when like I did? So I'm like, no, they couldn't be doing this because they kept it a secret. It was almost as good of a secret as I Am Your Father, and everybody's like, because I remember when I was a kid, we saw it in the theater. We're like, what the fuck? He can't be his father. He's like a robot or something. And then when the Mando season thing happened, and you see this guy coming killing all these,
I was like, oh shit, it's Cal Kestis or something like that. Yeah, I mean, like,
well, yeah, I mean, nobody was like, who the hell is this? And then his gloved hand reaches out, and I saw
and you see the lightsaber, and you're like,
saw the lightsaber, and I'm like, this is fucking Luke. Get the fuck out of here! How are they doing this? And I started crying. I lost my shit. I'm embarrassed to say that. I cried. I'm a grown man. I cried like a freaking baby.
Dude, I cry for Marvel movies somehow. Like the Spider-Man went off topic when fucking Andrew Garfield came down and saved fucking Zendaya. Tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Keenan?
I cried for Toy Story 4, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you can't beat Mando as a collective on the show. I enjoyed a lot of it. Like you said, you brought up the Luke scene, and that was
bro. The end of season 2.
You knew Vader and Obi-Wan were gonna fight. It just had to happen. Whereas the Luke thing was a surprise.
I thought their fights kind of sucked. It was too dark. The sabers were too bright. It looked like a film.
Just the cut helmet moment was pretty much all that.
Yeah, that was cool. We got that in fucking Rebels though.
Yeah, you got it in Rebels with Ahsoka.
Yeah,
and that's when he's like, revenge is not the Jedi way, and Ahsoka lights her sabers and is like, I'm no Jedi, and I was like, oh shit,
which was sick. It is cool to see stuff like that in live action. I get it, but I don't know. Like, there are, for me, my favorite part of the Obi-Wan show was when you first see Vader in episode 3, and he's walking down the fucking the village, and he's fucking killing everybody. He's dragging the girl, and she's screaming bloody murder, and then he kills the kid. He force chokes the kid, snaps his neck. Like, dude, that was brutal as fuck. So to me, I thought that was the coolest scene in the Kenobi show. But other than that, like the actual fighting, like all the actual lightsaber stuff, I didn't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna pick Mando, but I just enjoyed that I enjoyed mainly Hayden coming back. That was
cool
was
too.
probably the one thing that.
Yeah, but him and Ahsoka, that was way cool.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, but Hayden did get screwed, I think, for whatever reason on the prequels. I mean, I think that kind of ruined Hayden's career, but I don't think the fans disliked him. I think some of George Lucas's directing, and George Lucas was never really good at romantic stuff.
That's what it is mainly. Like,
yeah,
Anakin,
he should have brought somebody else. But it wasn't that he was a bad actor. I just think it was bad lines. You know what I mean? Like, I hate sand. It gets everywhere. Yeah. And everybody's like, what the hell is this shit? Sand gets everywhere. And then there was that tick they were riding. Remember that scene when they're in the grass?
I think it's tough too. I mean, obviously I wasn't alive, but like, I feel like people had such a high expectation for who Anakin was based on the original trilogy before the prequels happened, that because even Jake Lloyd got a bad card dealt to him. He was just a freaking kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like,
and Ahmed Best too.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, poor Ahmed Best. I mean, but the funny thing is like, I remember when it came out, there were parts about Phantom Menace I loved and part I hated. And the Jar Jar Binks was a tough character for it. But the funny thing was Jar Jar Binks.
That was my Star Wars,
Well, but that was the whole thing. So adults like me were like, Jar Jar Binks sucks. This is bullshit. Yeah. But the thing was when we were kids, they had C-3PO, you had R2-D2, and you did have all the characters like Jar Jar Binks because it was written for kids. Yeah. And George Lucas kind of tried to remind all the old geezers like me about that. I'm like, oh yeah, well, forgot about that. Or I thought it was just lightsabers and cool stuff, but we forgot there were kids characters too,
Yeah.
Oh Lord, poor Ahmad Best, man. Some of the characters definitely got assassinated from some of the crazy fans. Some of the fans are really rabid, but I try not to be like
forever. That'll always happen, I think, because it happens to this day still.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, So thinking about all the Star Wars movies, all the live action series, all the cartoons, is there one favorite moment that stands out to you as your favorite scene? And if so, what was it?
Oh, that's so hard. I'm going to say that's impossible, but
I mean, the first thing that popped in my mind was earlier I said it when in Phantom Menace, when right after Qui-Gon dies and Obi-Wan's on the other side of the plasma gate thing and they're staring each other down. It opens up and they fight. Like, dude, that whole sequence. And then plus this was like what, the 25th anniversary of that movie, right? Yep. 20th or 25th, whatever. And I went to go see it in theaters with a bunch of people. And just seeing Phantom Menace in theater was sick again. But then like that scene, all big, loud ass fucking sound, like that's a moment, dude.
Yeah,
so I'll say that one when Obi-Wan's fighting Maul.
Keenan.
It's not long, but it's a good scene.
I mean, if we're going like historical, nothing. I mean, it's as an adult, I want to say like the hallway scene, Rogue One, Vader, but
that's
something about seeing Anakin burn alive as a kid on the big screen.
Yeah,
that sticks with you. That's brutal. And then like the whole Vader sequence, like from that point on,
you're right.
That's brutal as a kid, and like that sticks with you. It's like makes you like sad. Like,
well, see, the funny part, you guys are so much younger than me, and to me that stuff wasn't as crazy for me as an adult because I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
we've been talking about it and reading about the lava thing for years.
Yep.
What's crazy is this will get you. The entire time being a fan as a kid, I didn't know that Palpatine was the
Emperor.
Well, yeah. I didn't know Palpatine was the Emperor until it was revealed in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That was a surprise to me.
That's cool. So you didn't know. So like you didn't know Senator Palpatine was the Emperor when it. See, I knew that
episode 1 or episode 2 or episode 3 until it came out in theaters.
But that's the difference for you kids. So you were young when those movies came out. So the surprise for you was like, holy shit, he's the Emperor.
Yeah.
And all of us were like, we knew it the whole time. So as soon as they introduced Senator Palpatine, I'm like, he's the Emperor.
I didn't even know anything about Order 66. Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the original trilogy as a kid, but like, all I'm thinking is like, oh, like Han Solo, Chewbacca, like those are my favorite characters. Like, you know, Vader, evil, dark, Obi-Wan, old. But like, I was 9 years old when Episode 3 came out. Like, I didn't know. I had my huge flip out lightsaber that, you know, it's that watching those, like I did, like when that movie changed over for Order 66, I knew nothing about it. I'm like, oh my god, like losing my mind as the clones are turning on everyone because I knew nothing.
like oh
So for
shit,
me-
these are the stormtroopers. Like
then it kind of clicks.
But yeah, for me it was the throne room scene in Return of the Jedi has always been my favorite. Mainly because the Emperor was like, "You want this, don't you? Take your Jedi weapon, strike me down with all of your hatred. You know, then your journey to the dark side will be complete." And watching that whole scene and the music that's going in the background, and Luke's resistant to it, and then you know Luke picks up his lightsaber, and then Vader ignites his saber to stop him from hitting the Emperor, and you're like, "Holy shit!" Like I still get chills. Like I'm thinking about it right now, and I still get chills down my spine thinking about that whole scene. And it wasn't the greatest lightsaber duel because I'm on the team Jesse. Like the greatest lightsaber duel was definitely the Phantom Menace. The Duel of the Fates. That's the greatest lightsaber duel I think that was ever on scene. But the emotional moment of Luke battling Vader,
right,
and then
it
converting him.
It definitely hits more now after the prequels, though. I think. Like especially after Revenge of the Sith, seeing Anakin's like suffering into being Vader, then when you see his redemption, I think it means more now.
Yeah,
and when they switch it over and actually put Hayden Christensen in the end, like with the Force Ghost when he pops up, I think that was for the best that they did that.
A lot of fans were pissed off when they did that because, like, they had that old man in there when I was a kid and saw it in theaters, and then when he made it Hayden Christensen's, a lot of the older fans were pissed off, but the younger fans were like, "Well, it makes sense."
Yeah.
And the older, I guess old people, I guess, are resistant to change, but I kind of liked Hayden Christensen being there too.
Yeah.
And I guess you could talk for years about David Prowse and then James Earl Jones, and then how disappointed David Prowse was that was such a surprise to him that they weren't going to use his voice. And, Vader's been kind of controversial the whole time that he's been on the screen, but Hayden Christensen was a great Anakin. And I'm just glad Hayden Christensen's got some redemption with these series.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's been a good thing for Hayden because I love Hayden.
I need Hayden Christensen and Luke in a scene together. You know what I mean? Like, how crazy would that be?
That would just be incredible,
I need it.
So awesome.
I feel like it's gonna happen. Either in the movie, probably in the movie.
All right, so
or Ahsoka season 2. I'm hoping.
So we're winding down. We're getting to some questions that aren't Saber related, aren't Star Wars related, getting a little bit more personal. What kind of music do you listen to?
Generic ass fucking pop and rock and some metal and yeah.
Jesse and I have a similar music taste, so probably just
I can listen to some heavy ass shit, but I don't really care for it that much.
Yeah.
I like some generic ass shit. I'm gonna be real. I like pop. I like the science and everything that goes into it, like why it sounds good and all that stuff. So I like high production value. But I also appreciate some like old stuff that sounds bad, and then trying to this is just like the music parts of us, like trying to get the bad sounds. Like that's hard sometimes.
You guys have
to get something to sound good, but to get something to sound like something old, like that's it's cool. But I don't know, dude. Because I used to do music stuff for a living, like I kind of have to like everything. So I do. There's not a genre that I don't like. Like I could listen to anything, and at least appreciate it.
The crazy thing is, when I was a kid, when I was younger, like the first concert I ever went to, I saw AC/DC on the Fly on the Wall tour in 1985 in the Washington, D.C. Convention Center. I was 14 years old, and Yngwie Malmsteen was the opening act for AC/DC and got booed off the stage So the opening act kind of, because he was an arrogant prick. He was a great guitarist, but he was real arrogant. And he said some crazy shit, and it really pissed off all the AC/DC fans. Like, he was like, I'm the greatest guitar player in the world. And everybody's like, get the fuck off the stage. And everybody started yelling, Angus, Angus, Angus. And then Angus came out there. And then Angus just played his guitar out there by himself without the AC/DC band. And Angus turned himself into the opening act. And it was just this crazy thing. And then, the band eventually came out, and then they played, a bunch of their songs, from the album Fly on the Wall, but they did all their old stuff too. And I'm so lucky that I got to see AC/DC in concert, at that age. But then I saw, Metallica, Megadeth, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. That's what I grew up with.
Right.
And now, if I told you, now I'm listening to country and western, and I'm like, oh God, what the hell happened?
Yeah, my dad, he likes all the same music as me. It's crazy. Like, he could get down on some heavy shit. It's pretty cool.
I just went to a George Strait concert in Charlotte at the Panthers Stadium. Yeah. And I'm sitting there up there going, oh my God, what have I done? And but it was crazy because the one guy, oh man, he's great. He's a great singer, and I can't remember his name right now. He was there. He was one of George Strait's opening acts. He's fantastic. He usually sings with his wife. He's really great singer. God knows, I can't remember his name right now. He's so good. I can't remember his name. I'm having an Alzheimer's moment. I'm getting old, y'all. Jesus, Lord have mercy. My wife's gonna kill me. It's too bad she's not. She was on here earlier being a smart ass, but she's backed away. But anyway, Keenan, what about you? Music?
Same stuff, like just rock, metal, pretty much anything that what shaped my music taste was soundtracks of old video games, like the old Madden video games, like 2003 onward. They all had like rock music, metal music on it, and stuff like that. That kind of shaped my music taste.
What about a favorite sports team? Any of y'all have a favorite sports team? Nah.
I mean, Pittsburgh's got to be the Steelers. Steelers, Pirates, Penguins.
I used to be a huge Penguins fan. I was a big Penguins fan when Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr were on the same line together. And that might be before you were born.
Yeah, now we've got Crosby Malkin, so we've been blessed as hockey. So,
do y'all have any pets?
I have a dog, little wiener dog.
Yeah, a little dog here with my roommate's got one.
Yeah, I got a dog. My dog's name is Risky. He's crazy. He's out of control. Love him. Like my life revolves around that dog, man. That's crazy. Do y'all have any children? And if you want to stay private, you can stay private on that. You have any other family around that lives near you? Nothing.
Yeah. My mom and dad live. My dad lives like fucking couple streets away from me.
Oh, so you're close.
Very close to my dad. Yeah, and then my mom's like the next town over, like where I used to live before I moved.
Yeah, I mean, I live in my hometown still, so
no kids.
Yeah, no kids.
You guys are young anyway. Good Lord. Do you think we'll ever see...
A lot of my friends have kids, but I don't.
Do you think we'll ever see another Star Wars live-action series of movies again?
Yeah. Like another trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Now that Disney has it, we're going to get peppered with shit for eternity.
Yeah, I kind of hope so too. Do you think what would you like that to look at? Like which era?
Old Republic.
We need to go to Old Republic, but I'm scared.
Well, we're getting Dawn of the Jedi. We're getting Dawn of the Jedi.
They need to clean house before they go to Old Republic because I don't want it to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
When they go to Old Republic, I just think we need to be careful.
Even if they did an animated show of Old Republic, that'd be sick.
But I think everybody's
they need a new animated show. They don't have one anymore now.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of on the same page there. They need to go Old Republic and kind of get into that era because we've kind of. I think the sequel.
Unless we go to like crazy future, but no, dude, let's just go back to the past. It'd be more fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do you see yourself in 10 years? What do you see going on in your life?
Making fonts, spinning saners, talking with the homies,
making fonts.
Honestly, I'm good where I'm at. I want to stay here.
I'm enjoying the ride. hopefully going on like the 11th Saber trip.
Yep.
You know, like this is awesome. I wouldn't change it. I'm happy that I'm in it the way I am now, because now I just get to ride it out and have fun.
It's such a cool hobby. So you know, this is the last question, and then we'll start winding it down. When are you guys going to grow up and stop watching Star Wars?
Probably never now. It's too late. My frontal cortex is fully developed. It's ingrained in my mind now.
Yeah.
I'm 53 and I'm still watching it, and drives everybody crazy, but it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll just appreciate it more and maybe still catch things I miss every now and then.
Man, that's so awesome. Look, guys, I was so happy to have you guys on, and you know, really definitely proud that you guys were here tonight with us and got to share some about yourselves that maybe we don't get to normally talk about on live streams, which is cool. We got to talk about some of the early history of Saber Sound Fund, especially with Smoothswing engineering. That was pretty cool, and hopefully we didn't get too political, too controversial there, or we put you guys in jeopardy.
No.
But you know, definitely awesome to have you guys on, and hopefully, you know, I got more of this going into the future. And sorry, Mundo, that I kind of intruded on your time slot, because Mundo normally does his videos around 10 o'clock on Monday nights, but this was a special deal, and I was really honored to have you guys on. I really appreciate it, and you know, hopefully we'll have you guys on again. Maybe sometime we'll do like a mass video and get like 6 people on or something.
I'm always down. This is fun.
But I really appreciate it, and you know, I love you guys' work. And for those of y'all that don't know, the down the bottom, the doobly-doo, in the description of this video, we got links to KSith's website and KYBERPHONICS website. Buy their fonts, support these guys, support their art, support this. You know, Keenan wants to quit being an ATC guy and just be a sound guy, so y'all need to make him wealthy.
Buy more fonts.
Yeah.
God.
I'm close to retirement, but you know, thank you everybody for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you next week. We'll figure out who's going to be on next week, and you know, we'll see you. So may the force be with you. The dark side, as it were.
Nerd up, dude. Hashtag nerd up.
Hashtag nerd up.
Nerd up.
Thank you everybody for watching as usual. I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,